When I started flower farming, I didn't know I was going to become also a you pick raspberry farm. And today I'm going to tell you that how that happened and how I kind of just let that business take shape based on what people wanted and needed. I started growing raspberry as a foliage for my flowers from the very, very beginning. It literally is a forever foliage. It will be the last thing that dies in a vase. So when I scaled up, I ended up planting 20 rows, 20 60-foot rows of raspberries. And then when I went to the grocery store, holy smokes, do grocery stores take a lot of product? And I needed a lot of raspberries. So I added 12 more rows. So literally I have 32 rows of raspberries. And they fruit on second year growth. So what we have in the field here in the spring, what we're looking at is what's leafing out is second year growth, and it is going to fruit this year. And from the base of the plant, we have new shoots starting up. Now those new shoots will get tall enough for me to harvest greens from this year, probably in June, halfway through June. And then literally, I am cutting on them nonstop. And every time you take a cut on a raspberry up high, it's going to branch below it. And because we basically torture our raspberries by cutting for foliage, we have a ton of raspberries on the next year's growth. Like, it is a phenomenal level. And so what happened was I started telling people, hey, just come and pick raspberries. Pick this row, because we were interested in the raspberries. We absolutely could not keep up on picking them because the raspberries literally have to be picked every other day. Every row has to be we could not keep up on that. We were just inviting people to come out and pick the entire row. Pick every single berry. Be a good berry picker, because if you're not a very good berry picker, then the plants shut down and then you can't keep picking them. And you can pick raspberries. For me here in North Idaho, it's the entire month of July, and sometimes we'll go a week into August. So what's happened over time is that, well, we have raised our prices to $15 a row, but we have 32 rows that need to be picked every other day. And we have a pretty faithful following of people who come. Like, literally already people are calling and saying, when's raspberry season? I'd like to sign up for a row on a certain day. And I worked really hard last year to create a CRM in Dubsado so that people literally can sign up on my website. It takes the money, and they just kind of know how to come here and so it's possible to have these little side cash crops when you are flower farming. Like, we have the peonies, we have some woodies, and we ended up having this. So kind of stay open to the idea of, well, if this becomes a thing. I mean, when you start a business, you don't necessarily know what people are going to love or what's going to go. So you want to kind of be open to that. So in the spring, you can literally do this in the fall too. Either the fall or the spring, you need to okay, because they're dead. And so you just come in and you pull them out. You will pull off the old canes. You just cut them down to the ground as low as you can. And then we come through and we tie them up with this special string that I get from Amazon. And it's pull line. My husband uses it in the electrical trade to pull things. And man, is it tough. And it literally will last probably a solid 2 years. It could go 3. I cut it every year and restring things because it's just easier to clean out the raspberries if the string isn't in my way. But that is excellent. This bucket is Powerfish Pull Line by Ideal. And it is so fantastic. It has this little blue line through it, and it is so tough. So we tie them up so that they stay well supported, and then people can just come through and pick the berries. But I absolutely love just having a field of raspberries and we mow in between the rows. I do not worry about the grass. I lay one line of drip down through the raspberries because raspberries have very shallow roots. So literally I can come to a raspberry plant and probably just pull it out. And so that's the easy management. If you were going to mulch and do all that extra stuff, that works really great. We will do a fertilizer once in the spring, but they are just so abundant. And you guys, they are so expensive in the grocery store. Literally, you get this tiny cup for $6. It is ridiculous. And so when raspberry season comes, it's always kind of a pain when you start like something with a U-pick because you always have those people like, they're just not going to be happy. So over there, the rows are 60 feet long, and over here, they're 150 feet long. This field is younger, so it's not as built up and bushy. But I tell people, and I have this on my website, like, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.